Today I wanted to take you on a tour of my tail collection, and by default I'm pretty much just going to show you the sets that I have. And by tails and sets I mean my Neko play and cosplay gear. So let's just start off with this bad boy. This is probably my biggest tail. It is a full set from Akami Creations. This was a custom sunset large floofy tail. The peach fur is so soft, and there's this really cool moon that is stitched in. The tip is airbrushed to have a matching sunset to the ears, and there's a beautiful chain bell adornment on the top. Unfortunately, I have never worn this tail because it is just too big, even though I asked for this size. Maybe one day I'll wear it to a con, but I'm kind of scared to wear it to a con and get it dirty since it is quite nice. For right now, I just kind of have this laying around. I guess I could cuddle it. It is quite soft. And to just quickly show you, here are the ears that match. They are super pretty. These do not go unworn. I definitely love wearing this pair. They are so colorful and definitely a really pretty match if I just had the opportunity to wear the tail more often. On the flip side, this is one of my smallest tails. This is my only yarn tail. All of my other tails are made from faux fur and fluff on the inside. This one is made completely out of yarn, which is so cool. The artists who do these are so talented. Sorry if I don't have them completely brushed out. They are laying in a pile on my bed, so it's definitely a recipe for disaster. This is from Kittenplay, who makes amazing yarn tails. I'm usually not really a big yarn tail person, which is why I only have one, but I always loved Kittenplay's tails. The matching bows are made by Melted Kitten Creations. I actually had the custom bows made first, and then I had the tail made to match them. The bow set was actually custom made to match a pair of ears that I used to have. I actually don't have those ears anymore. I just ended up not wearing them and kind of growing out of them and not really feeling connected to them anymore. So I ended up selling or trading them. But for now, the closest thing I have to match this set are my galaxy ears, which I think still looks quite nice together. So this is the current situation that I have right now. This tail has an O-ring for attachment, so you can loop it really easily to a belt. I also have a matching sunset cuff set and collar to this whole thing because I just love this color scheme. Honestly, maybe one day I'll make another pair of custom ears to go with the set. Until then, I have them hanging with this pair of ears. Next, we have one of my favorite tails. So I typically don't wear my tails that often, but when I used to wear my tails more often, first of all, I just wear them at home. And this was my go-to tail because it is so fluffy. It looks very realistic. It is not, I do not like real fur tails. I have this lavender clip attached to it because I love lavender. It has a white tip at the bottom and a squeaker inside of that tip. So currently, I think the ears that I have that best match this tail, oh, these are huge, are these marble ears. This set didn't come together, I kind of just put them together. This is a hoshikin's tail, and these are AC ears. So this is actually the smallest tail that I have. As you can see, it's quite petite. And again, this is a set of AC ears and hosh tail. This is a cute little mini tail. I don't really know what species it's supposed to be, but I liked how they matched this pair of ears really well, and I always wanted a mini tail. I used to have a mini purple tail from Hosh that I ended up trading. I'm really glad I got this, also from a trade, to match these ears. I love the bow and this kind of like autumn centerpiece because I love autumn. The bell is very loud, so I'm trying not to move my right arm that much. But yeah, I think the brown isn't the perfect match, but it works for me. Here is a tail that I think is gorgeous for the winter season. It is this hoshikin's white tail with a crescent in the middle. There are also crystals in the tail. The coolest part about this tail is that it actually lights up. I don't think you can tell because I have my ring light on. The lights are quite dim, but when the lights are completely off, you can tell more. They probably need to be replaced because I believe this is quite old. So this tail had a matching set of ears, which I rehomed because I love this tail so much and I knew I would forever home it, but the ears were not my forte. They were way too big for my liking. However, I do have this pair of Pomeranian ears, that match this tail perfectly. I was so stoked when I got this tail and I saw how well it matched. This pair of ears actually already comes in a set. So here is the proper tail that these ears came from. This is my only curled pup tail. I used to have another curled tail, but I didn't like how it sat. It kind of just like would fall over to the side when I wore it. This one has, oh my god, look at that fluff. So cute. Since this is a curled tail, I don't wear it as often. I want to, I just don't really wear my tails that often in general anymore. I hope to one day, hopefully when cons are less scary to go to. Until then, I've probably worn this a handful of times for photos, which is why I like that I have this tail as well to match these ears, because the kind of just straight cat style tails are ones that I wear more often just because they lay very comfortably when you're wearing them. I hope that makes sense. Next we have another Akami custom. We have this blue tipped tail with these AC bows, and here are the matching lynx ears. These are really simple, but I love it. It's just this really pretty light blue fur. It's not necessarily baby blue, almost a little bit of like a blue periwinkle, and I love it so much. And of course we have a royal blue tipped tail that matches the tip of the ears. This is one of my most simple customs, but I love it so much. Next we have this bad boy. I think this was one of my first sets. This was one of my first, or if not my very first, hoshikin secret release success. I got this XL kitten set. This is one of my favorite tails. I always wanted an extra long tail, and this color is just perfect for me. When I saw the set, I was so happy I was able to get it. I got so lucky. I saw it super randomly. Literally, I had just gotten home from the gym and I checked and it was just posted and I was able to get it, and I have loved it ever since. These ears have been through the ocean and back with me. They are tried and true and still one of my favorite sets. I think this one I can definitely show you a picture of how it looks on because I think I have some photos. If not, this part will be cut out. Okay, we are almost there. I only have 2 more tails to show you and they are quite similar. This is a hoshikin set. This was my dream set for the longest time. I think this was one of my original dream sets. I was always obsessed with this dusty pink color and this fur. It is so soft. On the same lines, I have another tail with the same fur, and this one has a white tip. It's kind of like a fox style. However, as you can see, just when I do that, I forgot that this tail is like this. The inside is literally empty. Like the inside is supposed to, oh wow, there's also fur now flying in my face. Tails are typically stuffed with kind of like what stuffed animals are stuffed with. Some are lightly stuffed and others are densely stuffed, but this one is super empty. I think I contacted the shop owner and they said that they used really fine stuffing, but it's so fine that genuinely it feels empty. I was not happy about that. It still kind of makes me sad. Honestly, I might, I want to open it up and restuff it myself, but I do not trust myself at all to do that. I will say I typically do prefer light stuffing for tails because you get a lot of movement with it. I just wish this one had a little bit more because it looks so limp. But this tail matches these ears as well as 2 other dusty pink ears that I have, which is one of my favorite color schemes for ears and tails. That brings me to the end of my tail collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys next time.